Hey guys, it's me, Minecraft World, and welcome to episode 16 of Minecraft World on the air. Alright, this one's been a bit of a rush job, so I just want to get this going, but yeah. I'm sending the link to my friends and to everyone who wants to talk about this movie. But yeah, we are going to be talking about Godzilla Against MechaGodzilla from 2002, continuing the Millennium Era anthology. Hi, Serena. Yeah, let me just post the link in Zim's server real quick. In Zimzilla99 server. Wish to talk about and I shall be waiting. There are currently 4 people watching, so for those who want to say hi, hello. It has the best MechaGodzilla design, no notes. We will get into that. Because I think, this film is going to be hefty with the design works, considering, both of these designs have their reputations. But, yeah, I'm also just going to send a link to watch on YouTube. But, there you are. Hello.
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Hey, good. I'm just waiting for Zim and Kuru.
Cool.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Welcome to another episode of Minecraft Stream.
Top of the morning to your lives. My name is Jacksepticeye, and welcome to another episode of Godzilla Reviews.
Top of the morning to you.
And
hey, y'all. Scott here.
And there's the one Xenomorph. Hello. This one's gonna be fun, but yeah. I'm just waiting for Zim, Kuru, and everyone to hop on. And if you all want to join, the link is in Zim's server. So woo! Just make sure your mic settings are fine. But yeah. How are you fellas doing? Oh. Hi.
The man, the myth, the legend, Kaiju Kuru. Yay.
Is this working? Pony lover himself.
Oh. And hi.
Is this working? Is this working?
The man, the myth,
yes.
the legend, Kaiju.
So I'm just gonna leave space for one more for
himself.
Oh, you're echoing. Oh. And hi.
Yeah, you're mad at me.
Yes. Oh,
hey everyone.
Welcome.
Hello.
I am actually speaking through a proper microphone this time. How do I sound?
Black.
Cool.
Oh.
You look good.
Oh. Oh no.
I can okay, so Zeno, you're in the back. I can only fit 6 people on stage. I think once Hoshi or anyone else leaves, I will add you. But yeah. I can only fit 6 people on stage at a time. But yeah. How is everybody doing this fine afternoon for me? Or afternoon for pretty much all of you.
Finally got home.
Yeah.
I was sleeping.
You went to watch Terror of MechaGodzilla, right?
Yes, I did.
How was that?
It was like, I like doing it. Like, it was fun to go out and watch it on the big screen. It's the second time I've seen it in a theater setting, the first time being at G-Fest. However, like, the most annoying thing is that, like, with this, like, when you're just going out with, like, randoms, you'll have, like, people, like, not stop talking or, like, laughing at every little effect shot, where I'm just like, I was so close to molly-whopping 2 people behind me because they just would not shut up.
I know how that feels.
Yeah, no, that's a bit of a pain.
As for me, I watched Deku Shadow's review of all the Raiga movies today.
Oh,
that's nice.
Fuck. I love those reviews. The movie's not so. The movie is 2 out of 3 of them. But yeah, also new guy. Hello. But yeah, glad to see everyone's doing lively in the morning, or afternoon, or evening,
Oh,
wherever it is. I know.
It's gonna
it's
be
pretty much
midnight
night
in
here
my
in the
place.
UK.
Yeah, I know
Brit
two of you are
bongers.
across the palm, are across the pond. So
I hate being British. I'm not even British technically.
I'm
Oh,
Croatian.
based.
nice,
Croats.
nice. But yeah,
Do I? So
I
do I
guess
sound
I guess a
alright,
little bit of
considering
preamble
Yeah,
before we
you
get to
sound alright, Guru. You sound alright.
Yeah, you sound good. A little quieter than usual, but you sound audible.
What? Let me
Um,
give me just a second. I'm just gonna turn the input on the microphone up a bit.
Nice. But yeah, it's fine.
Mhm.
So we're just gonna we'll just do a little bit of preamble. We'll just do a little bit of like broad thoughts before we get this in depth. Zim, do you have the concept art and shit?
Yeah, let me do that in the meantime to get that set up. Give me one second.
Ugh.
I think at
Alright.
this point, I would just say Terror MechaGodzilla is my favorite Godzilla movie.
Cool.
Yeah,
Like-
no, I gave it a
Terror-
rewatch 2 weeks ago, and it was 3 weeks ago, and it holds up. Both Skull and MechaGodzilla movies hold up phenomenally.
Are they good as
But-
finales?
Yeah, but for the Millennium MechaGodzilla, I guess. Shall we begin with broad thoughts on like this film specifically against MechaGodzilla?
This, I guess I'll start. I like to consider this my first Godzilla movie, and I would still consider it to be one of the best. And one of the best also for newcomers just starting out with the series. If you know you're actually going to stick around. It's got pretty much everything, I would say. A solid human story, good effects, the best Godzilla design, and I would argue the best take on MechaGodzilla.
Yes.
Kiryu
And-
is goaded, and I don't want to hear anyone saying otherwise.
We will be glazing Kiryu in due time.
Kiryu is like the best MechaGodzilla design. It's not even close.
Yeah. But yeah, Zim has the stuff in the backstage. But yeah. Serena, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll talk about the designs of it because that's something I'm mostly interested is like design stuff. So I think this film really excels in its design, and I think the version of MechaGodzilla is probably the most interesting version of MechaGodzilla because there's something really morbidly interesting about humanity taking the first Godzilla, which was, you know, in a way an allegory for, you know, nuclear annihilation and all that, and turning that, you know, in a way metaphor and warning into a even more powerful weapon in MechaGodzilla. And I think that's a really interesting idea. And the design is just, it's just perfect. It's incredible. And I say this as someone who likes, you know, like really complicated mecha design. So you'd think MonsterVerse MechaGodzilla would be my favorite MechaGodzilla, but no, Kiryu is just so cool. It's just so much aura. It's insane. The tear mark, the face shape, it's like really, I'm like looking at the poster, it's like really sleek. It looks really sleek and agile for being, you know, like a giant suit. And I think that's great. And Godzilla just looks incredible. His design, like it's a real testament to the character designs of just how well they've stood the test of time, that I would think that these are like the definitive version of these characters when it comes to their designs for like the Japanese sector of, you know, Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Can I start now?
You go, Hoshi.
Yeah. So as for me, this might piss you off, guys, but I probably haven't watched this film really in preparation for this live stream. So what I had to say is all I had to have in my head. So I think I really like this movie for what it's trying to sell, its themes and messages. I really like the concept of hero. I think it's probably, in my opinion, the best version of MechaGodzilla that we had. I like how it's like we took the skeleton of the original Shodai Goji, from the 1954 movie and basically throw in the machine that's basically controls it into a body that's not uncomfortable with. But also, it's a movie that deals with themes of revenge and what it's cost. But also, I really like the bond that the main character has with Kiryu. And I think that in terms of Godzilla, I really like his design, and I really like that shot of Kiryu punching Godzilla and all the scenes with him shooting his rocket launchers. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm pretty much a newbie when it comes to this situation.
Okay, so as for me, I guess MechaGodzilla is peak. Like everyone else says, like Kiryu Goji is. I mean, not Kiryu. Yeah, Kiryu Goji is peak, as well as like Kiryu himself is just an amazing. It's my first. The only thing that hold on. Kiryu is the first thing I ever think of like MechaGodzilla, like period, like over every other MechaGodzilla. Like Kiryu is just the definitive MechaGodzilla to me, and that's all there is to it.
Zim?
Yeah, I'd say that overall, it's a great film, great Godzilla design. Not my favorite. I'd say that it's a downgrade in some ways, an upgrade in other ways for the Godzilla design. As for MechaGodzilla is interesting for me because with the character, you can kind of you're at liberty to do a little bit more versus Godzilla, to where you're conforming more to like a mechanical aesthetic with how you want your MechaGodzilla to appear. So you can go either like retro, smooth, or in this case, very technical and almost tactical in a way for MechaGodzilla. And I like this design. I think that there are some aspects about it that I don't like as much, but overall it's a solid design. I'd say I prefer Tokyo SOS's version just a tad bit better. But I think what I also really like about this film is the world building that this film introduces, because it feels like a universe that has been inhabited by giant monsters, which sometimes isn't really the case when it comes to like other films within certain timelines. And this film does a really good job both in its dialogue as well as what it references in its second film, to where it feels super appropriate, and I'm very happy with it.
I think I would generally, sorry to kind of go back,
No, you
the
continue.
designs in this film's sequel I do like just slightly more, but considering how similar they are, I tend to just kind of lump them in casual conversation.
Yeah, no, it's like
But we'll
get to the design work in due time, because like the other part, and I think this is the most underappreciated part, is the characterization. Yeah, obviously Akane Yashido is talked about the most, and you get the design work's good, the world building is good, but the characterization is one of the big things that really stuck out to me. Godzilla genuinely feels angry in this film, or even like anger, curiosity. You get annoyance at points, and then when Kiryu goes rogue, it is one of my personal favorite sequences in the Millennium Era, just overall, and it really adds a lot to the character, to this distinction of MechaGodzilla. Like, MechaGodzilla hasn't really had much character since this, and alongside that, you have the humans with like generally interesting characters that are in a way prototypes for what would come later, and also building off of what came before. Just overall, it's a solid and surprisingly well-crafted film that I think Kuru and I agree on this is a litmus test for how this is a crowd control film. How do you handle something like a wider scale world with monster fights, but also genuinely well-crafted humans? So, yeah. And I think all of us are in general agreement on this film being good. So,
I do find it funny how I was gonna say I do find it funny how Kiryu is so cool that like the MonsterVerse just like took Kiryu's concept and just made it Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a concept from the manga.
Yeah.
I think it's an unintentional reference, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's unintentional, but the whole
Yeah.
Ghidorah possessing a MechaGodzilla.
Yeah, but I still find it funny.
Yeah, it's still funny, but like, yeah, no, it's like, I think, let's get into the thing first before we get into the design work, let's just dive into the film itself, I guess. Story, characters, and everything. Yeah, story-wise, I think this is just a prototype -1 in a lot of ways, and I'd say that for the better. If anyone wants to continue with that.
I wouldn't call it like a prototype -1. I think it tells a very similar story, but not exactly the same. And I think it kind of does -1 and this film a disservice.
Yeah, no, fair.
Because I think that it is like very similar to like a lot of like fighter pilot type of stories. It feels kind of similar in a way to something like Top Gun in the sense of you're dealing with like essentially a quote unquote ace pilot who has like overcome personal issues in order to be like the best asset that they can for their team in a high stress situation. In Top Gun's case, it's the stakes are not as like heavy.
High.
Yeah. But I think that like when you're dealing with a story like this where the main character is like a pilot of some form or shape, there tends to be similarities, but I think that there is a lot in terms of
I think
differences at a -1.
yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot
sure.
of like a lot of the similarities just come from them being kind of similar in like what would be the word, character archetypes.
I
Yeah,
guess so, yeah. No,
And
yeah,
so-
fair, because you have a lot of differences with that. You have, I mean, pretty much every single one of the side characters is bunched up into 2 of them. And obviously Akane has her own differences from Shikishima. She was more directly involved with everything. So yeah, no, I'm calling it a prototype -1. That's a bit of a down.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm going to be leaving now if that's okay for you all.
All right.
Yeah, you have a good night. I'm assuming
Alright.
you're probably going to go to sleep
I'll
soon.
just
Yeah,
message
get some-
Gino.
get some
He
rest.
wants to.
Yeah, but before I go, to any of you guys, you can always follow me on Instagram where I go by Koshi071, or you can follow me on Blue Sky where I go by Antonio Sip, and you can also follow me on Tumblr or Reddit. And before I go, Ace, Serena, is it okay if I ask you something?
yeah, sure.
Are you interested that if you have some time, not right now, but a couple days, are you interested to talk to me about the things like kaiju and stuff if you want to?
In like a video or like a private conversation?
Right, conversation.
Yeah, sure. Just depend on scheduling because obviously I've got university and I've got 3 weeks left and I need to lock in.
It's cool, man. Just take your time because I really like to talk to you about the things that you are interested in. So yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
But anyway, guys, thank you for having me on, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
See ya.
Have a good night, mate.
But yeah, but yeah, no, like characterization and story wise, I mean, everything, like the film is brisk. That's something that I noticed. The film is very, very brisk, and yet it doesn't really feel brisk. It's like you have a lot that you're going through, but it does a strong enough job to balance those characterizations. Hoshi, are you leaving? He hasn't left the stage.
You might have just closed StreamYard.
Oh,
Wait, what?
oh no.
You might have just like closed. Oh, there it goes.
No, I just
Oh.
kicked him.
Yeah, it's like I think you might have just closed StreamYard. I think it still leaves you up if you just close it.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyone else want to say anything on the character and story end?
Well, what Zim said about it being similar to Top Gun and like a pilot needs to pilot something to help their team. It kind of feels a little bit kind of like Pacific Rim, because you have a pilot who loses people they're close with to a giant monster, and then they have to get in a mech to then fight a giant monster later in the film. I feel maybe I'm misunderstanding, but it kind of feels like you can almost see the seeds of Pacific Rim being laid here.
Yeah, well, I think like the
And
thing
on
with
top
this
of, like-
case, oh, go.
And on top of like some things that like are kind of similar to like Evangelion with the whole like the robot be more than just a robot in like even certain shots.
Wasn't, to be fair, I think this film was heavily inspired off of Ava.
Yeah, like even like in the whole part where they like turned off all the power, that was like straight up ripped from Ava.
Yeah.
I think like another thing to consider is the fact that because this film is a film with a mecha in it, it also borrows heavily from just mecha genre and the mecha conventions as well. And Pacific Rim was influenced by a lot of mecha as well, so I think that's another reason why we can see it as being like a prototype for Pacific Rim as well.
Mhm.
Because I'd say like generally like really good mecha and really good real robot shows tend to have a proper focus on these human characters, their struggles, and tying them into the larger plot of like the war scenario that they're going through. I think in this case, it's just applied to Godzilla, which is nice to see.
Yeah. Granted, I think pretty much no, we haven't really gotten this much character depth from a MechaGodzilla film. I'd argue since Terror. And even then, like Terror does this to a degree where it directly applies a lot of the same characters to the mecha scenario. Granted, under different circumstance. But yeah, and I think that's part of what makes this endearing. I also like while watching it, I kept comparing it to War Machine, which like obviously, I mean, this isn't the first time either of them have done this kind of archetype. This archetype of like this struggling soldier that is trying to be the best of the best, losing someone close to them and having to like fight for them. But it's also, I'd say it handles a lot of those same attributes very similarly. Where you have the characters in a way, words work with me. You have the characters like trying to outsmart the antagonist, quote unquote, monster, for lack of a better term, with War Machine, and with Godzilla, taking, not just brute forcing it, but also utilizing different strategies in order to take them down, and as such using that to overcome their own personal like gripes.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Sorry, my dog has just jumped on the bed and he wants to say hi.
Oh. Yeah. Anything to say, Zim?
In terms of like the comparison to War Machine, I guess like it works to a degree, but I think like it's not exactly the same because again, the closest you kind of get to like a similar vibe is like the ending fight between Richardson's character with like the construction equipment and then the robot itself. But I think like you also generally just get more military action in this film, or at least more technical military action in this film compared to other films because you're following military people. I'd also say this is like one of the only films where the primary characters are military staff.
Yeah, for the War Machine or Against MechaGodzilla?
Against MechaGodzilla.
Yeah, no, fair. Yeah, because trying to think of other instances. Half of
Godzilla
GM,
versus. I was gonna
half
say
of
like
GMK.
Tokyo, like Godzilla versus MechaGodzilla 2, GMK, like one character from Biollante, technically two, I guess.
Yeah.
84, no, not really like anything from like King Kong all
You
the way
could kind of argue Space Godzilla.
Yeah, you could argue Space Godzilla too, yeah. Raids again, technically, because they are former fighter pilots. Or at least one of the Tsukioka is. But like military characters are very, very few and far between when it comes to the primary characters of a Godzilla story. At the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah.
Do we want to get into the
Do
designs?
we
Yeah,
want to
no,
talk about how awesome
let's-
Kiryu is?
Yeah, no, we'll get into
I
that.
guess
We'll get into that.
the thing with let me talk about Akane.
Yeah, because
Whenever someone it's so obvious to me when like tourists talk about how kaiju movies struggle to have good human characters, and I am just like, this is just one of those movies that I know they haven't seen, because I think it is just we've had good human characters. They've been around. It's just, if you actually bothered to do your homework, you'd see that this isn't like, oh, it's like one of the only movies in the series where I care about the humans. No, I think I've kind of been thinking about this as how I would use this movie to like as a control group for so many people, and I don't really know how to explain it. I think Akane's whole accepting of I don't know how you would say it, like
the
Survivor's guilt?
overcoming her own guilt over what happened with the mistake that she made, which killed someone's brother, and
By the fat
needing to
lizard.
like forgive herself over that, because it's very clear no one else blames her for it. It's really just herself. The rest of like the Kiryu squadron is completely fine with her and very supportive of her as she's like going through this.
Yeah,
outside
survivor's
of,
guilt.
Yeah, outside of like Hayama. And it's her and the original Godzilla coming to some kind of understanding throughout the climax. And I get how that carries over into Tokyo SOS,
which we will get to Tokyo SOS.
which we'll get to. It's a very, I would say, in like a military setting, a character with survivor's guilt isn't like the most out of left field thing. I would imagine it's common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still like, common or not, it is executed really well with Akane. She's not like, I don't know other way to talk about it. It's handled very well. It's not melodramatic, despite it being heavily based off of anime.
And she's not Ford Brody, so she isn't a brick.
So I think it lets her just come off well. And it also helps that I don't remember the actress's name. I think it's Yumiko Shaku.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yumiko Shaku. It also helps that she is a stunning woman.
Whoa, bro. Calm down now. Let's not get too excited.
Look, okay, the dad knew exactly what he wanted.
You have not seen this man.
No, yeah,
You have not seen how this man is around certain things. So this is just
I've seen.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
November
I've
2025.
November.
That didn't happen.
November 17th, 2025.
That didn't happen.
Like, I'm in. I've seen this how some people talk about it in this community. I'm pretty sure. Words.
You've seen bullshit.
I've seen some hormonal individuals, especially when it comes to Henry Cavill.
But yeah,
Especially
like,
as someone that needs to come back and make that fucking 2014 color video.
I think he's just busy with life.
You should make the 2014 color video.
But yeah, no, like, and then speaking on the father and the other side characters, I think you have a lot of like, I love how they contrast that, because like the father, obviously the father scientist is like the archetypical jovial dude, but like you can tell he gives a shit. Like,
I've also seen some really weird people on Twitter saying he's creepy, and I'm just like, no. To me, it's,
Yeah,
I think
but
a
people
lot
on
of
Twitter
it-
don't get human interactions, so they wouldn't know.
No, people on Twitter just hate like men generally. So if a man does anything, like they'll just be like, "Oh, that's
I feel like
bad."
that's just a dude who probably hasn't really had a long, extended conversation with a woman since his wife.
Yeah.
And so he's like trying again. And I think it's really endearing how he like genuinely cares. She can tell it. And she's like, at the end, I will take you all out to dinner. And I am just like, my man scored.
Like, I have met my own father acts like this sometimes, with being like jovial around children.
And
like,
with Sarah, I think Sarah is also important here, and kind of Sarah serves as a like, you can tell where exactly Akane is in her growth throughout the film with how she's talking to Sarah, and how Akane's like her growth parallels Akane.
Yeah, and then you also primarily symbolized by the shared connection to the plant. Like, I actually really like the inclusion of the plant.
Like, I kept it too long. Don't make the same mistake I did. And how she's like very sensitive over things like the matters of life to her.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to Godzilla, once they all realize Kiryu might be more than just a robot.
Yeah.
There's a very real chance that there is something alive in the thing.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do you grapple with that? Especially as like a child who's very clearly still emotionally raw after the death of your sibling and your mother.
Yeah.
Fat lizard.
The fat lizard didn't even cause it. It was like she died in childbirth.
Oh, well. To be fair, Kiryu Goji isn't fat. He's more lean. He's a lean Godzilla.
Yeah, he's bulky. He's still bulky. He's not.
Yeah, he's not skinny like Final Wars, and he's not a mega chonker like Gara. He's comfortably in the middle.
Yeah, but like, yeah, no, you have a lot of very solid human parallels. You have, like, just generally seeing these characters in action, seeing them succeed. It's honestly hard. It's honestly strong. It's honestly really strong. It's like you get a lot of good stuff out of them. Helped by the visuals. I'm transitioning into that part. This film looks and sounds magnificent. Good God, the miniatures.
The soundtrack.
Soundtrack too.
Everything.
Like, we'll get to the designs in due time, but everything around them, just the sets are really well done. The monsters are shown. Like, I said this while watching. The opening sequence gives Godzilla a fuck ton of presence. Like, Kiryu Goji looks terrifying at times.
He means business throughout the whole film, and I think
there
it
you
helps
are.
a lot, especially in contrast to other films where Godzilla doesn't like. I think this film is able to like compensate for Godzilla maybe not having the most going on in his head, if that makes sense. And it compensates by making this one of the most expressive Godzillas, where it is very obvious what he is feeling and like what emotion is going through his head at any given moment.
Well, Godzilla never went to school, so he has a low IQ, so of course he doesn't have anything going on in his head.
Maybe that's why I don't really like
He can't read.
Godzilla, because I can really read his emotions a little bit too much. You know? Maybe that's why, but I never found this one
Like,
threatening. However,
for
how
example,
he's framed, like in every single shot, I think that's amazing. Yeah, no, visually, this is how we should have gone for like all of Millennium. Sadly, Millennium just ended too soon. But if this was how we were going to, like see everything,
Yeah.
and then the next movie just did more of the same and even better. Yeah, no, that this is like one of the
And
highlights.
they
of
were
the franchise.
planning to make a third one, right? At one point.
There was a hope,
Yeah,
to do a third one.
Yeah.
Then they made GMK.
Also, you can tell that they actually took some notes from Gamera 3
I would
in
I
the
wouldn't even
first
just
scene
say,
with the.
not even just Gamera 3, Gamera 2 as well.
I'll be right
Like
back.
a lot of the action reminded me a lot of Gamera 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But the main thing I was saying about that is the rain. You know how. You know how in the Gamera 3 they made the rain just like sand,
Mhm.
and it looks like rain in scale with the monsters.
Mhm.
Well, I noticed the same thing here, which, like that's just like some nice attention to detail.
Yeah,
From their
it's
part.
pretty smart because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's all I was going to say.
Because with the issue of doing these practical things when it comes to monsters, when it comes to things like rain, is with VFX you can easily make it look more convincing because of you can make the monsters as big as you want in a 3D environment. With practical effects, if you're doing summation, it's a lot harder to do that, and therefore it's going to be a lot more noticeable when you realize, hey, that's just normal water. So using sand is actually quite smart because you can still have that sense of scale without making breaking the immersion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just this film had a lot of low ground or eye level shots with the monsters. You're never really often looking at them from above, and when you are, it's from a wide city skyline, like when we're tracking Godzilla's path of destruction, or if it's directly from Kiryu's POV as he's descending.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
honestly, I wish this dude had directed the previous two movies. Well, actually, no, not the previous two. I wish he had directed 2000 and Megagearus.
He did direct Megagearus.
Wait, he did direct Megagearus. Actually, never mind.
No, yeah, he
2000.
did. This is the same guy.
Yeah. I forgot that for a second. Yeah, no, he learned from Megagearus. Then he tries to, rehash some of the things here, but they are done better, which I think that's always nice when you can see someone improve this much. And and then he made the third one, which will be, not in continuity, but his third movie.
I mean, it is the same continuity as this one, but yeah, we'll get to Tokyo SOS in due time. But yeah, no, it's visually, this film is incredibly strong, from solid cinematography to absolutely beautiful miniatures, a grand sense of scale, that really, I'd say this is comparable to GMK in terms of how it shoots its monsters.
I thought you were about to say 2014, and I was about to have
no,
like
a
seizure.
2014, I'd say, is an upgraded way of GMK. Both of them do them really well, but
2014's main issue is just the fact it lacks haze a lot of the time. Gareth only used haze when he thought it looked cool, so there are shots in that film where there's no haze where there should be.
Yeah.
I mean atmospheric haze.
Yeah. But for GMK, it's these two movies I think are just generally shot really well. Same with the sound design. I think the sound design is really well done. And of course the soundtrack. This is just flat out one of my favorite Godzilla themes overall. Zim, do you want to say?
No, I'm just waiting as everyone says their point. Yeah, the one thing I really love about this soundtrack is the fact that, like several other soundtracks, it has a unique theme for Godzilla that helps make it so visually, in this case, audio wise, distinct from every other Godzilla, where you don't really just have the classic Godzilla theme. You have this rendition here, which fits right alongside Godzilla's Rage from GMK, Divine from -1, and then what is Godzilla's Rampage from 54, where you get something that gives him this level of presence and awe, but also danger behind it. The brass on his main theme is immaculate.
Yeah, and then Kiryu's theme is also just I'd still say Terror has the best MechaGodzilla theme, but I'd probably put this one at a close second.
I do like when they give Godzilla a unique theme instead of just rehashing the classic Ifukube music. I think that gives each Godzilla their own unique flair. They all have like a central song to them, like how Divine
Yeah.
is very clearly from
Yeah,
Minus
like-
Goji.
Like, I don't mind the reuse occasionally. Hell, I think
It can
Cotton
work.
handled it. I think Cotton handled
Yeah,
it fine, but
KOTM has really good music and good sound design.
yeah,
Yeah, like I think that it's fine to rehash it, but like whenever you do a new theme and you do the new theme well, it's very noticeable. The one thing I also like about Kiryu's theme too is the orchestral nature of it, where you can really tell it feels like a military theme with its trumpets and all of that. Like I could definitely like imagine Japan marching up MechaGodzilla, or at least flying him out with this playing in the background as they do a military march. It's beautiful.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's always good to make new themes for your kaiju, even if they are established.
Talking about the soundtrack.
Yeah, and then not just basically making diet versions of the original ones and then calling them original, but who would do that?
Action!
Oh, I was talking about Junkie XL.
Oh, that's even worse.
Blah,
Jin
blah, blah.
Jin just reused tracks from better movies.
Fuck.
You good?
Everyone's dying
Yeah.
today, it seems.
But yeah, but yeah, no, like visually, auditorily. I mean, this movie just generally is good. Now, Zim, since you have stuff to do, let's dive into the thing that literally everybody came here for.
Designs. I love designing.
Now, I
Design
only did like
passions.
one of these because a lot of them are very similar. I mean, I think, yeah, because I can go here and you see the
There's
other
a lot of
versions.
concept art.
These two are essentially the same, and I'll probably pull up these ones later on, but let me see. Nope, that's just the Godzilla. So yeah, at least what we see here design-wise, they really want like this detail right here, which essentially you just call it essentially like a triangle, or at least like a trapezoid kind of. That wing shape is present here from its earliest design. The crest on the top of the head, which is carried over from other MechaGodzillas, is seen here. The eyes are pretty noticeable. The jaw seems to be kind of what you'd expect, but like the most striking detail outside of like the proportions and the color is that you have spines that are similar to the MechaGodzillas we've seen in the past, although this one, it feels more like just a giant, almost like a sail rather than Godzilla's plates. And then you have very noticeable bulky shoulders, like Wolverine-esque claws, and then very pillory mecha legs. Like this detail right here feels very Gundam inspired, and like a lot of the mobile suits, as well as other mecha that take influence from Gundam, like Votoms, have that gap right there, which is like it's very noticeable when you look at a lot of mecha. They're influenced by Gundam that have this. And
Yeah,
then I was gonna say
The green
as
is a
well,
weird choice.
the green's in it, like the color, the shade of the green's a weird choice because this isn't like the typical green you'd associate with military. It's more of a forest
Yeah.
green rather than like
Also-
woodland camo.
I don't see why they would cover MechaGodzilla with camo military stuff, because that is used to camouflage in forest and MechaGodzilla is a bit.
What's that
bit
giant
big.
tree between the buildings?
Yeah.
Guys,
I'd say-
they need to give Kiryu like a ghillie suit, so he can like lie down in like Tokyo Bay and then like attack Godzilla.
Kiryu playing no Russian.
Yeah.
But like I'd say too,
Well,
like,
Kick down, Mr. President.
the crotchal area here is also feels very mobile suit inspired. But this bit right here feels ripped straight out of MechaGodzilla 2, especially
True.
because of how smooth that curve is.
Yeah. No, like
One thing I do have to say is that the textures look really ugly. Like like the smoothness, and then you have like all of these little scales that are trying to
Yeah.
resemble.
It looks
I
weirdly
think that's
organic.
I think you could.
No, it
make-
doesn't actually look. It looks organic from far away. From close up, he doesn't actually look all that
Yeah.
organic.
Like
No,
the
you know what
detail,
this
like
reminds me of is like these bits here. They remind me a whole lot of Lamelier armor. Let me show you
Yeah, I was about
like
to say, like it almost looks like armor plating.
yeah. Well, like when I show this exact armor, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me of the concept
right
art that
here.
Jared did
Look
for
at that,
GDK MechaGodzilla.
And then look at that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I could see it.
Which interesting to note is that lamellar armor was a armor style that was carried over more into the east rather than the west. So instead of like lamellar armor, like in places like Italy, France, Germany, England, etc., you get more chainmail, which then evolves into plate. Whereas in places like China, Mongolia, and then some of the Eastern European areas, you have lamellar armor being more common. So it's interesting that like with MechaGodzilla, they're taking from this kind of influence. But like, of course, it also has like a samurai like armor aesthetic as well too. Like right here, something kind of like that.
Yeah, no,
I
But,
wouldn't
like,
be
with the plates,
opposed to
they're a little
MechaGodzilla like that.
Yeah, like I think it works, but like you have this lamellar texture, and then you have like more standard mecha plates. Over,
Yeah, you
like,
would need
the
to find a
Quicksilver.
balance.
Like it feels like it's a like too much of a mishmash of different styles.
It can't commit. It seems to be the issue. Like it can't like commit between whether it wants to be, you know, having armor
Yeah.
inspired off of more, you know, like traditional I guess Japanese warrior wear and more you know, modern mecha style, and I think that's why the design kind of fails. And
Yeah,
also the
'cause, like
ugly
this one
colors.
here changes it up. Like it's pretty much the same design, but like because of the like the armors just being removed, it feels so much cleaner, but it looks so much nicer. I'd also say too
the
with
head
this
kinda-
here, it looks like a lion.
Yeah.
What I just got in my head when I looked at the head was a Mothra's aquatic form from the Rebirth of
Oh
Alpha
yeah,
movies.
especially like right here. Yeah, I
yeah,
can
no,
see
I
that.
can see that. I
Yeah.
can see that too. I was
But
gonna
you
say
can definitely
you know-
see Kiryu coming through.
Yeah, no, I was
Yeah.
gonna say this.
This
generally
still
reminds
feels
me-
this. You know what this design makes me think of?
Hmm?
Noriyoshi Orai's MechaGodzilla.
Yeah.
Kind of. But
I
like
was gonna say the Generations MechaGodzilla, the maximum.
I wouldn't
impact
say
one.
that.
Just
I would say like this
slight-
is similar to his MechaGodzilla, but it almost feels like he's taking Heisei MechaGodzilla and then applying some details of his original like poster design to a new MechaGodzilla. Because like this curve here, again, this whole area here feels super MechaGodzilla 2 inspired. This kind of does, although the detailing here doesn't feel as much. This here with like the crease there. The one thing is like I don't really know where my eye is supposed to go with a lot of this because you have like this here, and this kind of squiggling there.
The
Like,
shape
assuming-
language is a bit weird.
Yeah, for me, it's like it's constantly making like an S or like an S shape. I usually go down from the head to, I guess, the groin area, back up to the spike, and then down.
Like composition wise, like I can follow it fine. I just think that like because of so much like not jagged, but there's more squares in a lot of areas with like circles here and there. It doesn't want to commit to like something blocky or something more rounded. So it feels like a weird in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think like we can show these two as well. Why not? And of course, Wikizilla has to be weird about it. But like this
Yeah,
feels
you could definitely
very
Kiryu.
Sentai
Oh,
inspired.
That is Showa in a nutshell.
That's just
Well,
dragon. That's
That's
just a
show a
dragon.
Kiryu.
Yeah, Dragon Caesar.
It's just a dragon sword.
Yeah, it's very Dragon
Okay,
Caesar.
yeah, kinda.
I'm not into this one.
Like it's a cool design, but I would not want this to be Mechagodzilla. Like this would be
He
a really
look-
fun Mecha in a Sentai series, but not Mechagodzilla.
He looks like he's like waiting for his mom to take a photo of him before he heads off to school, and he's like not happy about it whatsoever.
New shoes. Those are
And
his
Mom,
new
I'm
shoes.
16. You don't need to take a photo. I just want to go to school.
Yeah, he's got them YJs going on. But like, yeah,
I will-
it's like
I will
this
say-
detail
MJ's a
here
priest.
is very common on like Sentai mechs too. Like that
Or
detail
actually,
here.
You know what this reminds me of? You ever heard of this like one Kodansha manga of Godzilla? There's this like mech
Super G,
called Machine
that one?
G.
Machine G, yeah. It does have a very Machine G-esque vibe to it.
Yeah.
And then like right here, this feels more Heisei, and I actually I kind of like how flared out the like hands are, where he has these bulky like.
The arms remind me a
hands.
lot of the Ready Player One design.
Why are his shoes creased upwards? Like his J's have been like completely mutilated.
Well, that's just
That's
very
how he can kick
common.
Godzilla in the dick. He has to kick him in the balls. That's a weak spot.
That's just
The
how
head
certain
on this
Toku
one
villains
is
have.
the head on that
Like,
second one is very like
Hey, say.
Mecha too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just like
Yeah. Let me. And then we have this design, which is like very
Mm,
pushing
No.
towards like the
that
around
just
the
looks
original Godzilla.
undead. That just looks
Yeah.
undead.
Yeah, that
Okay.
that just looks like
It looks like a
yeah,
Sega
that
game.
looks like that looks like the transmutates from Beast Wars, from the Beast Wars
Yes!
Transformers cartoon.
That's
Yeah.
not what I was
That
thinking.
looks like that looks like one of the weird, like that looks as if from Beast Machines. That looks like it'll be like Megatron's like final form, like yeah, Optimus
Right?
Prime,
No,
the
like-
wire of reached my
No, like,
final
all you
form.
do is all you need to do is
Godzilla!
all you need to do is recolor this, and you get like Trypticon.
Yeah, pretty much.
This thing,
This-
to me, this
this
almost
looks
looks like,
like-
you know how you have like those enemies, those final bosses in arcade games.
Yeah.
I've always said Arcana.
they
You like
are all
perked up a
no,
little.
I meant arcade games. You know, like
Yeah,
those designs are always like very over designed, which
Yeah.
is weird because they don't have that much. This looks like that. Like this will fit
Yeah.
right in if you were like in a
This
shooter
feels
game or
to
something
me,
like that.
this looks like if Mechagodzilla was a Metroid boss. Like
That too, but
specifically
Yeah.
Fusion.
yeah, I was gonna say like it gives me like this anime or a battler Dubine, I think that's how you say it, but like it gives me vibes similar to this, but like more organic looking, because like a lot of the mechs in this show have very organic designs to them, and like he doesn't feel too out of place next to like this design here with the Ormex.
I think
He looks like after he dies, like a Core X is just gonna show up, and I'm gonna have to shoot.
But there's the Corex right there.
Yeah,
Like
no,
it looks like they threw a Metroid into his chest.
you know, it looks like the X parasites. Like
Yeah,
I feel like
I
this would just
sorry.
this is just Mechagodzilla if he was a Metro. Like Samus, go to Sector 5. The X parasites got into fucking Mechagodzilla. The station is going to blow the fuck up.
Yeah, this design
Mess with that.
it looks like kind of like it also looks like a zombie Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla's like turned his flesh metal and like he's like rotting
Like
away
a
or
metal
something
metal
like that.
virus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah,
Sonic stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
Literal
but
ghost shell.
it goes way too hard into like trying to like be scary in a way, and therefore it kind of loses the like the sleek modern luster that Kiryu has that makes Kiryu so cool. That like if I saw this like defending like Japan, I'd be like, man, like you guys are like a nuke Japan. Like what the fuck are they
Wait.
cooking up there?
It's
Drop
intimidating.
the third
yeah.
one on them.
It's intimidating.
Drop the third
Perhaps
one.
a little too intimidating.
Yeah. Well, where's the Americans when you need them?
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, I love
There's
I
Noriyoshi's
love
Mecha.
this a lot.
There's
Those are
a
some
Noriyoshi
funny looking
Sonic
shins.
thing. That
Why?
that is
Why?
that is a
There's knees
trend.
like that.
That looks like a Trendmaster's toy, and you
It
can't
looks
Yeah,
like a Trendmaster's toy.
it looks like something that would come out like in the Doom Island line, like super ultra transforming Mecha Godzilla takes on the battlefield against supercharged Godzilla only on Doom Island. Action figures sold separately.
Yeah,
Even
no.
though those figures didn't.
You
How
did
about
the
that?
voice perfectly.
Godzilla Doom Island action figures, each sold separately.
Godzilla Doom Island action figures, each sold separately.
Oh, looks like Goji Sitter's about to cover a new Godzilla.
Oh no!
Godzilla
Get rid of
battles
AI.
Mechagodzilla, the ultimate machine, as the Godzilla wars
Godzilla catches
continue.
Mecha Godzilla on the battlefield.
He's up for our next hybrid war on Goji Sitter.
Oh god.
But yeah,
No dick, no balls.
No
This
balls.
one seems
and
like the
probably
same
no-
thing.
What
With this
the
one, this
fuck
feels like
happened?
a.
Oh
Who
no!
broke his
What is he
nemesis
doing? He looks-
body posture? Good
This
lord.
feels
He looks in
He's not the
pain.
Showa panel though. It's like this is like a Miyazaki Mechagodzilla.
This,
Oh,
you know what's
this
funny?
is
Mechagodzilla.
You guys describe
this is
the first
Godzilla
one
when you
as
see some fat
Trendmasters.
Godzilla honkers.
You guys described the previous one as Trendmasters. This is like a Chinese knockoff.
It's
No,
MechaGodzilla on
this
TV.
is MechaGodzilla when he sees Kiryu Goji and he sees his fat thighs and he's like, God damn.
No,
It's
no. I need this. I need his head, and then just put it over the Zam image.
This is me
Also-
arguing with Godzilla fans on Twitter.
This is like, this.
This is me looking at GXK.
I just need this, and someone get me the ending choir to Gangster's Paradise.
Zim, what are you doing?
Zim, Zim,
What are you doing?
Zim,
He's making a new emote.
Zim.
Are you making an emote?
Okay, but like, why is his neck like that? Like, that just looks so
what
like
is his neck?
impractical.
Why is he
That-
built like that?
They snapped his neck.
I mean, think about it. It actually doesn't have to be practical at all, because if this thing is supposed to shoot a laser from its mouth, maybe, having the neck like horizontal instead of vertical actually, like, I don't know, makes it more powerful or whatever.
Yeah, like it lines up the beam more.
Zim, I saw that shit.
What did he do?
Checkmate,
Oh.
General.
I have to go.
And then we got this one, which is like you're getting closer.
That is really
Okay,
close.
He
I
almost
may
like he
have
looks
to
like a
leave
bodybuilder, kind of like right here. He looks like he's got the bodybuilder like body.
That
And
guy
then
looks like he would
he's
eat
skipped out
Godzilla.
on like his legs, and he has like really
Why?
tiny arms.
He looks
Why
like he's
does
gonna
he
bench
look-
press.
He looks
No.
like if Godzilla like tail strikes him, his like entire like torso would just like fly off of him.
Why does
Yeah.
this make me think Kiryu in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah,
This looks like Kiryu if he was
no,
in Baki.
it's because of like how like almost like square he is, and then like how lean his legs and his arms are.
No,
Like,
it's sort of
right
it's sort of
there.
like
You
it's sort of like
mentioned
the
that,
Ultraman
because-
Rising art style. It's sort of that.
I feel like I just imagine him like jumping out of the plane, just going Cowabunga!
This
No,
like for some
with
reason
this-
I'm just imagining this is like a toy and it's like a cut in the waist and you press on the back and like do like a spinning waist like punching things like Kiryu figure punch action.
I know with this is essentially just a giant like claw here. So like if there were other monsters in the Kiryuverse that Kiryu got to fight, just Kiryu pitting down some poor monster and being like, "Cowabunga, it is, mate."
No, but like he
No, like,
he
the
stands in
no,
front of
like,
Godzilla
if-
just like spinning his torso
No,
around
no,
and
like
punch
if,
Godzilla in
if the
two.
third film had like Godzilla versus Gamera or something, he just pins Gamera down.
Yeah, it's funny
Run
we
up,
mentioned
get
Teenage
done up,
Mutant Ninja
Gamera.
Turtles were like
Or no, like just him taking out of the
King-
claws. I don't know why I'm thinking this, but he's like, "I'm Evil Knievel, boy." And then this one feels really
That's
Ghost
just
in the
That looks
Shell.
like that looks like it'd be like
Guyver-esque.
the inside of Kiryu.
Yeah.
That feels like the inside of like Core X Kiryu, as I now call it.
Like that looks like a 54 told Kiryu, "Hey, don't come to my homework, but don't make it obvious." And then Kiryu spat out that.
Yeah. Just like it's
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a weird one. There's this one here which is similar to the zombie one, which again, like also has,
Yeah,
like,
once
a
again,
very
if that was
Aeon
representing
Plus
my country, I would want them to bomb it.
This looks.
He looks like a
This
Yu-Gi-Oh
is some
monster.
crazy shits.
No, yeah,
this-
no,
I
that's what it
summon
was.
Blue Eyes
Yu-Gi-Oh.
White
No,
Kiryu.
this one. This looks like if the one that I mentioned earlier is like got MechaGodzilla as a Metroid boss. This is the power up you get from it, and it's just called the Kiryu suit, and it's just your final suit upgrade. And this is Samus's like last look.
Yeah, especially with like how like big the shoulders are.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah.
Now it is just Blue Eyes Samus Dragon.
I summon Blue
So look
Eyes
at
White
this.
Samus.
What the shit?
Wait, no, I know what this is. This is the only Mecha Donut Steel.
He looks like his back is hunched. He looks uncomfortable to exist.
He's just
He's
a
I am in
high-
grievous pain. I am in
He's like,
grievous pain.
"Mommy,
Please
I
help
dropped
me."
my
This looks like
No,
this looks like one of
has
Trendmaster's
he
like
has to
little
use
like
his
knickknack
tongs to
buys.
pick up things because he can't pick up anything else. He's like, I dropped my ammo.
Oh, yeah.
I lost my ammo.
This looks like
Can you help me?
this looks like one of
I am in
those like
gr-
really cheap like rolling toys you get where like you wind it up and you roll it.
Oh,
It's just like a really
yeah.
sad version.
I like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
that somewhere in Kiryu, just whenever he runs out of ammo, no more missiles, even like his like hand laser things don't work anymore. Inside of like his thigh, it just opens up and there's like a proportionately sized Glock 19.
That gun will cripple.
Godzilla.
The Americans were wrong about everything, Godzilla.
Fucking Glock.
No, he just says to Godzilla,
Wait,
"Sorry,
Zim, what was
kiddo,
that?
but the Americans were
this
wrong
is
about
another-
everything."
This is another one. This one's like very Machine G inspired.
No, yeah.
That one
No,
looks
like,
like okay.
it's
This
like-
is gonna be like a really deep cut reference, but this one looks like it was the planned Transformers series after Beast Machines. I forget what it was called.
Transtech.
Yeah, Transtech. It looks like something from Transtech.
Yeah. No,
It
I can see it.
does, or like an 80s cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Mechanical, and this is just classic.
Oh,
Hi,
that's just
Showa.
Showa.
No, that's like
That's the
Showa and
hybrid
Heisei. This
between
is literally the Showa Heisei.
No,
love
yeah,
child.
like that's Heisei with Showa proportions.
I like his hands though. He's like
This is the future that Shippers want, by the way.
Skele-
Yeah.
They want
tiny hand. Tiny
Until
hands.
we meet again.
how is he meant to fight
Yeah,
Godzilla? Like his
Godzilla,
little
we meet
tiny
again.
hands, not even able
How
to
would you
punch
be able to escape
Godzilla.
my rainbow beam? Yeah.
Hits you with gay beam.
I'll
hit This- you with
a special rights beam.
And look
What
at
the
this.
fuck
boy.
is that?
That looks more like Monster X.
Edge.
He's
Is that
got like
fucking camera?
It feels like very Toriyama-esque, especially with like these bits here.
That one just looks angry.
No,
He just
yeah.
looks
This
sad
is
to be
not-
alive.
This is MechaGodzilla.
No, yeah, flat out. Like this is Mecha Gamera. You can tell. All
This
you're
is like
missing
no,
is the
try
line itself.
again. This one I
here we
like.
go. Here
Oh,
we're-
that's
we're
closer.
getting-
Now we're getting to it.
I like
The
these
neck is a little
spines.
too long. Or like I think something about this is off, but like yeah, you
It's
can
the
definitely see Kiryu
proportions.
coming through.
I like the spines
Yeah.
here. I like the head. The heads I think I like a little bit better than actual Kiryu. This one's also technically a concept where like the head's the primary thing that's different on this one here.
Mm.
I thought he had a visor for a set, like a full-on like visor like Gigan has, and I was like, that'd be a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah.
I was because I was commissioned a while back by my friend Nexus, who like he like loves Kiryu, like he's like Kiryu's #1 fan. And when he was designing his MechaGodzilla, he was like, "Hey, give it these like the pauldrons and these like shoulders things from this like Pokemon. I forgot the name of it, but it has like these like it was like a mecha Pokemon, and it had like these like three blade like things on its shoulders, and I think that'd be a pretty
Skarmory?
cool thing. I think that's what it was called. I don't know Pokemon, but it ended up looking really cool on the design we came up with. So that would be interesting. It's like
This
a
one?
Yeah.
no, it was. I would have to look back. Hold on, let me look back.
Because I was gonna say it looks very Skarmory inspired.
Yeah, no,
If
she-
that was the case.
and she's gone. But yeah, like I kind of like the weaponry on this one.
This one's very anime inspired. I just love the fact that like the backpack is like essentially like a breech loader. If that's
Yeah.
how how he reloads. Like that is the most American way you could do that. But like I love the fact that it's got these giant claws, essentially like a rotary cannon, and then these giant like rail guns here, and then the
Yes.
breech loading shoulder pads.
This is like if they just made like Lockheed Martin make Kiryu.
This here is the Lockheed Martin MSXM5 Kiryu. This thing can pack over 390
And he
millimeter rounds
left.
in his
And
backpack.
this thing could barbecue lizards.
Now you can understand right here on the arms, we can rotate that over for you. This thing can shoot, and I mean it can shoot at over 2,000 RPM rounds per minute, able to blow through any giant radioactive reptiles that you may come across within your territorial waters. Now, on this thing right here, taps the side of the chest of the Bubaliti. This right here is what we call the absolute zero cannon. Now, understand, we like it cold. Now, understand us Texans, we don't like it all that cold too much. Kills our birds and kills everything else down in that area. So,
Yeah, because
when we
especially-
make this, we shoot things and it brings it down to absolute zero. Now, what that means for you guys who aren't American or are American, because we don't understand what the metric system is, it brings it down to 0 Kelvin. Now, I don't know who this Kelvin guy was, but I think he was pretty smart if you understood that you could freeze molecules. Now, understand this. We were able to harness the power of the sun. We dropped it on you fellas a couple years ago. Sorry about that. Get good and all that. But we're giving you the next best thing. Now, understand it right here. We are not creating the MSXF5I Kiryu. This is the MSXFJ Kiryu. So only you guys get this. Masada ain't getting their hands on this here Kiryu. Now, how many do you want to buy?
I would like to buy him. Okay, this actually looks like a Trendmaster's toy. Like this will look like this looks like something that would like.
If we get
Godzilla Doom Island.
If we get a scrapped Kiryu design as a figure, I would want this Metroid Kiryu to be blunt.
He looks like he has the Predator shoulder cannon.
Or the first one that we did. Like the one with the green
this
paint.
is just like, I don't know why. I just really like the idea of just this is the reason America doesn't have healthcare.
This MechaGodzilla looks like he could like kick Godzilla in the balls, and he would get like 2019 where like he loses
Prime
his nuts.
Minister, it is with my undying support to provide you with MechaGodzilla. Now you understand we had to do some adjustments. We didn't want it to look like a man in a suit. We're not the men in a suit here.
We couldn't really see Epstein files, but we did make MechaGodzilla.
I took MechaGodzilla to Monster Island, and the pilots were like, "All right, here we go, let's go." Blah.
I took MechaGodzilla. I can't say that. I took MechaGodzilla to Israel.
They came in so fast and hard, and they just came in and just went like, "You."
We heard that Monster Island had oil, so we needed to send MechaGodzilla to Monster Island to get oil. Yes, we had to send
I
MechaGodzilla.
was told that oil comes from dinosaurs, and because Godzilla is just the biggest, this massive dinosaur, we needed to find out where Godzilla lived. So we went to Monster Island. There was oil, and we had to harvest it. There was no way around it. We had to deploy the Mesa tanks. Yeah, it was very sad.
We had to send MechaGodzilla
We had to kill
Iran.
Anguirus. we killed Anguirus. He died like a dog. We sent MechaGodzilla to Israel as our greatest ally. It was promised to them 2,000 years ago.
Are we just continuing the Jewish Megaguirus joke?
Jewagiris.
Jewagiris. Omega
You're gonna
Jew.
get canceled now.
Oh, speaking of
Anyways.
which,
Omega
Yeah.
Jewish.
this is like literally just Zoids.
No, yeah, that's Zoids.
Okay, but the blue does kind of fuck.
I could no, it's like this is literally his helmet. He's like, before going outside, get your helmet, and he has it.
Quick, MechaGodzilla, before you go outside, get your helmet before you fight real
I'm just
Godzilla.
imagining he wears a Pacific Rim style outfit similar to that. So it's like Gurren Lagann with a mecha in a mecha.
Yes.
Godzilla rips off like the first mecha shell and is like, who is behind the mask? MechaGodzilla?
Godzilla. Oh my Godzilla! You foiled me once again. And this one's very cool.
I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling Godzillas.
But that's
You
the what's the
meddling,
point of the
for you
mask.
meddling zillers.
But yeah,
And
that's
your, and your pet Godzuki too.
But yeah. And then I think, shall we talk about the final design as well?
Yes,
Nice.
because I may need to go in a second because it's getting a bit late. So I would like to glaze Kiryu to the nth degree before I leave.
I'm about to say, why is that so small? But there we go. With the technical insights as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually really cool. Yeah,
Bro, why are we
like the
just
blue
why
and
are
the
we just
silver.
getting into- bro,
Mwah.
why are you just getting into Kiryu's guts like that, bro?
What? I don't know how to flirt. They say rearrange
It's
my
inner-
guts, and I
it's
just
inner
absolutely destroy
Kiryu.
them.
It's
Yeah.
a withered Kiryu.
Best MechaGodzilla 05. If you're watching this, you can suck dick.
No.
Oh, bro.
Dude, I got into a spat with him over Kiryu versus Heisei.
Oh, 5 stands for 5 inches, by the way, guys.
That's too nice to him.
Yeah, that's too nice.
Oh, 5 stands for 0.5 inches, actually.
He's not even here, but screw you, I'll fight.
But yeah, no, like
I barely know this guy, but I hate him just for the love of the game.
I got into a spat between him when he was on the server a while ago, between like Heise and Kiryu. It was more joking, but like still, best MechaGodzilla without
Minecraft.
question.
Yeah, I have a bit. I don't know if there's a hot take, but like I don't like Showa or Heise MechaGodzilla designs. I think Showa is a little like there's something weird about him, and Heise, I find him a little goofy, and like he looks a bit too like he has like the same thing for me as like the War for Cybertron Transformers designs, where like they look just like too uncomfortable to like practically move around. Kiryu looks sexy as fuck. Like Kiryu looks great. The color, the blue and like the gunmetsu and the silver. Oh,
It's acrobatic in the best way possible.
yeah. And then
And
and then the Monsterverse came along and made him like anorexic, and also a granny without any teeth.
Titanus MechaGodzilla works for what it is, but it's, and that's not saying anything about Polygon, but like this just.
Wait, they had a MechaGodzilla?
No, they didn't. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was just fungus.
Nah.
Remember? It was metal fungus.
No, it was just a fungus that turned itself into a city for some godforsaken reason.
Yeah,
And
but
they called
like
it
you just don't get
MechaGodzilla.
it, my guy. Like the anime trilogy is like super, like like religious
You
and
need to
like
have a
deep
high IQ to
mathematical.
understand the anime trilogy.
Yeah, you need to have the IQ of a Rick and Morty fan and a Snyder fan to understand the anime trilogy. You absolute
You
fucking
better add in
plebeian.
an Auto fan on top of that too.
Hey! Anno can make good work. Shin Ultraman.
Surprisingly.
But yeah, no, like this is just a good look. Like,
It is really cool.
Really, all that changes is what he's wearing on the pouch and the drill hand, and that's it. But like,
I do like the tier mark.
Like the tier marks are consistent. The weaponry is just overall really solid. I mean, the Absolute Zero cannon has some goddamn presence.
If this thing showed up to fight for my country, I would like that. I would be like, yeah, I'm in good hands. Even if I'm watching like Godzilla like rip this thing apart, I'm like, yeah, I'm in good hands. Kiryu's got me. My goat has me.
Yeah, no. Like,
As his head like flies across the
when
building.
it comes to mecha design, I think it's this, Hyperion, Gurren Lagann, SCP-5514, and Gypsy Danger that are my go-tos, because they're just like bulky but sleek as fuck.
Mine's Bayverse Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, because I think that's like Optimus Prime's best live action design, and I will fight people on this.
Oh no, you're fine with that. Yeah,
no, Optimus, don't kill me.
I think Bayverse Prime generally looks fine, but yeah. But yeah,
I'm
no,
not
like
into it personally.
Then they gave him boobs in the fourth film.
I kill you.
But yeah, anyone else want to say anything on Kiryu?
Like I'd say I just love every iteration of MechaGodzilla for the most part. They all have their own mechanical design inspirations for them. I love the armor over like essentially the wiring's kind of like looking like musculature. It's perfect. Well, I wouldn't say it's perfect. It's sleek. There's a lot of things I really, really love about it. I prefer his Tokyo SOS version, specifically with the asymmetrical arm, the drill, and his colors are a little bit darker, where in this case he's a little bit more lighter gray and silver. But yeah, no, solid MechaGodzilla design.
Yeah.
I will say that I would say a darker silver I think would look better. I think more gunmetal would like add some more contrast.
Well, I mean, I think Tokyo SOS has that, and it's like it's more of a gunmetal gray than the like.
Yeah, I would also.
Silver it is in this movie. I like the aesthetic of like the battle pack that he has in Tokyo SOS more, but we'll get to that because I think SOS tweaks these designs ever so slightly to the point that they are just perfect.
Yeah,
like,
I would also like more yellow on the design. I would like some like more like golden accents because I just like gold.
Yeah, no, fair.
It comes with being a King Ghidorah fan.
Shall we get to Godzilla? Like the other half of the equation? Unless you.
Godzilla's fat, and we don't like Godzilla. We hate Godzilla in his house.
Godzilla only because I do have to bounce out myself.
Okay.
So let me.
Hey, did you find anything about like? Did you find anything from like the articles?
I have not, unfortunately. Like with everything everyone's given me, I have been a busy bee buzzing around. being a buzz.
We can
We
be
send them to you,
bees, Mark.
Kuro, so that
can
it'd
be
be
bees.
better
Oh, we're
for
not bringing back the BBs thing.
No, hang
Mark,
on.
this is good news. We can finally be bees.
Hang on. I actually do need to talk to Zim about this. What were you saying?
No, just saying I'm gonna send you the pictures just to show on screen for Minecraft, so it's easier for him instead of sending them to Minecraft directly.
And yeah, and so yeah, thanks for at least trying. I don't know if it exists. Just I'm asking after the stuff with Joey, which has gotten worse.
Yeah, no. If anything, I'll let you know what's going. I'll let you know.
Yeah, if you're in a position, I don't like talk about it later tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll send a message if I'm able to.
All right, cool.
All right, perfect.
You
You
got
kids
the-
have fun. Don't do anything I would do.
I am also probably going to have to leave because it's getting a bit late here in the UK, and I have to do some stuff before going to bed because I've got university and I have to wake up at 7 to get to uni at 10. Because I love going into crippling debt. It's just like amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah, for sure,
pain.
bro. No, for sure, bro. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love getting money that I have to pay it back in like a few years time. It's great. But yeah, it's been nice talking with everyone.
Yeah, it's a nice talking to you too.
I get to call Godzilla fat on stream. It's like the best thing ever. I get to call him low IQ because he can't read. Godzilla can't read. He's stupid. Like, why does everyone call Godzilla smart? He can't read.
Well, there's a lot of reasons for that.
Yeah, he's stupid. He never got an education.
No, it's because he's black.
Whoa. Oh, okay, buddy. Oh, okay.
This channel taken down, Kiryu.
Maybe.
Look, I've already seen the Amazing Digital Circus Phantom go after someone for laughing at something from 7 years ago. I don't need to get cancelled over this.
Yeah. All right, Kuru, do you want to share your screen or do you want me to share?
I
my
sent
screen?
them to you.
Yeah, I saw them. Do you want? So,
Alrighty, I'll be heading out. Bye, guys.
so yeah,
Anyway, yeah.
Have a nice night, everyone.
yeah. So Kuru, do you want to share your screen? Because you sent them to me, but
Shit.
yeah.
Thanks for real.
Crazy. Nico, this is good news.
Yeah. One moment.
I mean, I can pull them up if you.
Yeah, I'm looking up the Wikizilla stuff. Pull up the designs, and then if you want, like pull up the designs that Zim sent you, and then I'll. Where the shit is the gallery? Oh, there it is.
Hang on, one moment.
MechaGodzilla gallery. Production.
Nico,
What?
this is good news. We can finally be bees.
Stop.
This isn't your world, but you can be bees. This is good news. You can be a bee. You'll live like a bee.
I don't
a
want to
pet.
be a bee.
You'll live like a bee, a pet.
But I don't want to be.
Nico, this is good news. You'll live for 30 years.
Shut up.
This is good news. You can be bees. We can be bees.
Oh
In
god.
order to go around world laws of aviation, a bee should not be able to fly. Its wings are too small to lift his body off the ground.
All right, Kuru. So I couldn't find much concept art for Kiryu Duology, so show the images.
I got this. One moment. It will. One moment. I'm trying. And there we go.
Woo! Streamception.
Streamception. What?
Hello. All right.
Yeah. So I got the images Zim sent.
Yay.
This design is the best Godzilla design, bar none. I mean that with my whole chest. It is the embodiment of what Godzilla designs should be. At least if you want, like, to me. The jagged skin gives off the impression of a mutated animal with the jagged, uneven skin. It's It's got the colors. It's like bulky enough for me to be satisfied. As stated previously, I like how expressive he is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it lets you in a way I don't think a lot of other designs have. And more importantly, many of the mammalian aspects are still present, like the ears and fangs. Not a lot of modern designs tended to shy away from giving Godzilla ears and fangs, and I honestly believe this is a mistake. Like, these are very important because they remind you Godzilla's not just a giant dinosaur. He's a monster, damn it. And so it makes it very... It's very refreshing, especially given that this is a design that is very... is still present even to this day in a lot of the IDW comics.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to... And it's not just that. I think the way he's handled in the film is also... A lot of the MechaGodzilla movies handle Godzilla, I would argue, almost to, like, the best degree. In Terror, MechaGodzilla 2, and in this film, Godzilla, I think, is just exactly how I like him. You can't stop him when he is this determined for a mission. Which we later learned what exactly Godzilla is doing in these movies, why he's even showing up to begin with. And it's very, like... I just don't know other way to talk about it other than it just works. And I think...
Everything just works.
Like,
it just has every single base that I argue a good design should have. The skin emphasizes mutation, retrosaur stance, and the jagged design gives off the impression of mutation. I think I said this before. Ears and
also,
fangs, which help emphasize this thing is more than just a giant dinosaur.
Expressive brows and eyes, which allow emotion even with the suit.
It's not so stiff that the suit becomes damn near immobile, unlike other designs, which would just limit themselves for no good reason out of some mishandled reverence. Shin.
Yeah.
But no, this design, every single base is covered, and I would genuinely say that if we had one design for the rest of the series, for the rest of time, and Godzilla just had to have one design for the rest of just the heat death of the universe, this is the design I would vote for being that. I don't know another way to say it. Every base is covered for a good design. And it even does some unique stuff, like, the more wolf-esque face, the way it gets torn up here. Look at this.
It's gnarly.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You know this shit hurt.
No, like, the scar in his chest, he looks badass, but also, you could tell he's just, like,
Also,
not
that
wanting
roar,
to deal with any more bullshit.
The roar that he gives after that is, like, that's the only time he ever roars like that in the entire duology. And it's also the ties this Godzilla has towards 54 being the canonical son of the one in 54. Just ties him in a way to 54 that no other Godzilla really has explicitly ever had. And it even does unique stuff with the way the spines flash individually before charging up, the unique sound it does, and like the sound for the beam. There really isn't another Godzilla like Kiryu Goji. Everyone says he looks like Meyer. No, he doesn't.
He has similar elements to Meyer, but I'd say this is a Cloverfield Muto situation where even if it has similar elements, they're still distinct enough to the point. Like, Meyer is more, like, rough. This is more jagged. Like, if I were to describe them texture-wise, this is a lot more jagged. Meyer is rough. Like, like a rock. This is more like shark skin.
That's not just a boulder; it's a rock.
Shut the hell up.
I feel like the only things that I would do, and this is just me thinking about how I would have a Godzilla that is expressive and carry its own story. Make the ears like individually movable, not just sculpted on. They're actually like movable things that can like do their own thing. So basically oh god, I just realized what that would essentially be like. Godzilla would have the ears of a goddamn horse.
Horses aren't the only ones who do this.
No, but they're one of the most known for doing like ears being an important indication of mood.
Yeah,
Like
fair.
they're one of the more famous ones, and I can never escape it.
I mean, cats are right there.
Yeah, cats are also do this a lot too.
Like
With like the
you
whole
can-
flick him back against the head like this when he's like actually getting ready to fight. Then when they perk up is when he's like curious or something.
Yeah, same with, and some dogs. No, dogs also do this. I think bears do this too.
Yeah, a lot of mammals.
But yeah, but yeah, no, it's just a solid look.
And I think even the way he's portrayed in the film, it's just like nothing stops him. Like you can say, oh, I feel like he's a little too expressive for me personally, and I would say fair. But to me, that works, and it showcases to me that it is more than possible to have a Godzilla that is both expressive and is still that unstoppable, just unstoppable force that just does not like quit until it completes its goal.
Yeah, like that's part of what I was saying. That's part of what I was saying with the characterization stuff. This and what this film being a litmus test. I'd say the entire Millennium Era overall is a litmus test. Can you withstand well done human stories with the high octane monster action? And I think this, Meyer, and GMK are like all of them coming
I would
together.
say the Kiryu Duology and GMK specifically. I don't think 2000. I don't know. I feel like this just goes far enough with the technology to the point that I think it is viable for a lot of people. Because it's like this and -0 and the minus stuff is going to be really good like control groups to me for an experiment that I really want to run on like a bunch of people who say like, I don't know if I could take Godzilla seriously because it's like guys in suits, and I am just like, you can buy everything else but not this. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, you mind if I use you for an experiment and then I run this movie by them?
Yeah.
And if they can't, if they say like, they're like, I could just like still see where it's like suits and there's just a few shots here and there, and I'm just gonna be like, at this point, you're already on thin ice to me. And then with -0, where it is just like, there is just no way for you to be like convinced of this stuff, regardless of regardless of its quality, regardless of like writing, like directing, anything. Like, there's just no way you can take this seriously. Then at that point, I've seen enough out of you. I've seen enough from you to like know where your mind goes, regardless of whatever I have done to appease you. Even with like -0, like in this, but this movie and -0 specifically, where it's like I have done literally everything I can to appease you, and you still will just like reject it. So at this point, it just serves to, like Zim said, a massive argument to incredulity, where I'm just like, get out of my face, leave this genre alone. You offer nothing of value, and everything you say is inherently harmful.
Exactly. Because
in the truest words,
like, it's not even like, oh, I'm too smart to understand it. No, it's just, you're not trying. You can respect something like superheroes. You can respect something like Doctor Who or Harry Potter, something objectively more outlandish than this.
I wouldn't say that they're like comparable. They're like comparably outlandish, just for different ways. The thing about this is what Blackaroonie said with the whole like, I don't want to say too much on this because this is I still have that video in mind. But like he says, like what is anchoring you, and in this, it is Akane. It is her story. It is which is well written. It is her story, and if you still can't buy it, even though that is there to anchor you, in spite of the tokusatsu, like which some people just seem to mock because of stuff like Power Rangers here in the West.
Which even then Power Rangers actively tries to do something with it.
Yeah, but you know, people don't care. So it's like at that point, genuinely, just get gatekept.
Yeah.
Like the problem is you, not these movies. Get gatekept and get out of my face.
Yeah.
This isn't a knock against Power Rangers like Leader of Lost Souls. This is just like a statement of how people are.
Yeah, no,
it's such like a fickle thing. It's such like a fickle thing in their mind where it's just like, I have no reason to think you have no value in the discussion, and your presence is of active harm to its health.
Yeah, it's like, which I've seen this discussion with something like Power Rangers. I'm by no means the biggest defender of Power Rangers. If anything, I am a casual of that thing. That said, Power Rangers has still offered genuinely well done storytelling on multiple occasions. It is not new, but there's that weird perception, and I think it's just cultural boundaries and shit like that that causes that lack of acceptance, especially with like monsters. So a part of me does hope that -0 tonally is similar to this and its sequel. Because while, yeah, I don't think it's like, I was a bit overbearing when I said it's a prototype for -1. No, it's not. But it shares a lot of stuff in common with -1. And I really, like, that's part of what I'm hoping with -0, that it can change, or at least get people to start thinking about the concept of a kaiju fight, and maybe not reassess the genre, but also, like, start taking the concept of a kaiju fight seriously. Instead of boiling it down to something that it isn't.
Yeah.
And I guess that's as good a point as any
to
end it off.
The narrative implications are statements of him being a man made a god to save him.
Yeah.
I mean, I would need to like have that be elaborated upon for me personally.
Like, I think that's as good a point as any to end it off on. Like its predecessor and its sequel are litmus tests for the genre. And I think they really just came out of
I would also just argue tokusatsu as well as the Gamera trilogy, if we're gonna go like tokusatsu specifically.
Yeah, its sequel, its predecessor, the Gamera trilogy, are litmus tests for tokusatsu in the kaiju genre and how it can be treated. And I think these were victims of, like, that's a core running theme with the Millennium Era. These are middle child syndrome. Like, this and its sequel came right after GMK.
I wouldn't say that. Kiryu Against MechaGodzilla gets a lot of, I would say, just praise. MechaGearus and Tokyo SOS get middle child syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, they get middle child syndrome in middle child syndrome, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like, that's a core thing with the Millennium Era. You said this during the G2K stream. Millennium Era overall suffers from middle child syndrome. Like, that's a core running thing.
Yeah, broadly outside of the kaiju fandom, I think it does. In the kaiju fandom, however, MechaGearus and Tokyo SOS get the middle child syndrome stick. But like outside of it, with our various like movie fans, it's like the Millennium Era gets middle child syndrome.
It just kind of exists.
Yeah, it just kind of exists to people, and they'll mention it briefly. Maybe mention Godzilla 2000, and they will never mention movies like this or GMK because, what do you know? It completely destroys your argument.
Yeah. But, yeah. I think that's a good a point as any to end it off. TLDR, Godzilla Against MechaGodzilla is still good. Like, best take on MechaGodzilla, one of if not the best takes on Godzilla, design-wise, and just overall phenomenal story and characters, and just visually it looks beautiful. So, there we go. Any closing thoughts from you two?
Kiryu Goji
Kiryu's
supremacy.
peak, and I don't want to hear other people say otherwise.
Kiryu Goji supremacy.
Nice. And, yeah. No, like, it's good. It's just good. And it deserves a lot, like the rest of the Millennium Era, deserves a hell of a lot more credit than it actually gets. Yeah. Oh, I saw this movie in theaters when it released and showed Gigan versus Gemstone Godzilla 2. Nice.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. Any showing, fellas?
You can follow me on DV Darton Instagram. I try to post peak content anywhere I could, and rewatch this movie. Go play Pokemon Fire Red. Watch K-pop Demon Hunters, because why the hell not? And stay cool.
Sure.
I got 2 videos out talking about Minus Zero and Supernova, and then another about the Minus Zero trailer and the Bloodborne movie announcement. I'm currently working on 2 videos talking about Oguri Cap from the anime Uma Musume Cinderella Grey, and a video starting my analysis of the Showa era as a whole, because these people suck at this. So I'm going to give a proper analysis of the films while dispelling certain narratives about the movies that I see perpetuated a lot in discussions of various cinephiles. That's just my way of kind of fighting back against being a punk and fighting this mainstream, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as recommendations, go read the 54 novelization, and just go read Gaiatima and go watch Cinderella Grey. And yeah.
All right. Yeah, and obviously I'm on this channel. I have essays in the work. Probably, maybe I'm still writing shit. Problem is, finals have been absolutely stupid. So, yeah, I have Monmusu, Gaiatima, and Nemesis, which I'm still going back and forth on all of them, as well as my book, Light in the Black Lake. And I plan to do some AMVs and shit in the future, as well as the last 2 Millennium movies. I want to bum rush them before I leave, because I still want to give them their due credit. Like, before I want to bum rush them before I move out, but I still want to give them their due credit. And yeah, you can also find me on Instagram. I have been doing artworks and OC Kaiju April and stuff. You can find me on Blue Sky. I post not often, but I'm there. And Kara, which I still need to update. And yeah, go read Gaiatima, go watch this movie, obviously, and go read The Odyssey. Take care, guys. Peace.
Peace.